You tired of winning yet, son? So after a well-deserved break, the Watanare anime is back with 5 brand new episodes. I wasn't expecting 2026 to already have its anime of the year so damn soon. And if for some unholy reason you haven't watched them yet, there's a link in the description to all 5 episodes on YouTube. Hopefully it's still there by the time this video goes up. I have to say it was a really bizarre experience binging them all as opposed to waiting every week like usual. Especially since I was putting myself at great risk of a Yuri overdose. Thankfully I carry some Narcan with me in the event of such a predicament. Now I already reviewed the rest of the show in another video, so it's only fitting I talk about the remaining episodes since they made the effort to tie everything together. And once again, I have no knowledge of the light novel or manga, so if you want to play the, well, actually game, I suggest you look elsewhere. Alright, so we're picking up where we last left off, where our harem protagonist was given the absolutely difficult choice of becoming Mrs. Senna Reniko. Shockingly, she chose to put Ajisai's confession on hold, and promised to give her an answer in a month's time. Now on a side note, something that made me chuckle pretty hard was how Mai reacted to Reniko's sudden and apparent acceptance of Ajisai's confession in episode 12. We were led to believe that Mai was totally confident that Reniko would choose her in the end no matter what, but still chose to help Ajisai with her love troubles. So when the time came and Reniko said the magic word, it made Mai's blue screen reaction all the more hilarious. But now we know that Mai was actually reacting to Reniko being truly in love with Ajisai, and the sudden conundrum of preserving Reniko's happiness over her own. I know that these 5 episodes are basically a spotlight on Kao's arc, but they also do a great job of allowing us to sympathize with Mai too. I was kind of harsh on Mai for the majority of the anime. There's no denying that she should do at least a brief stint in horny jail. And of course her brash mindset and lack of awareness pertaining to the feelings of others has led to many feathers being ruffled. Mainly Satsuki's feathers. Definitely Satsuki's. She did make more of an effort at understanding others later on though. Like I said, she gave Ajisai the push she needed when she started to doubt pursuing her feelings. You could say that the new episodes redeemed Mai's character actually, because she truly wanted what was best for sweet little Reniko. Quite the contrast compared to vintage Mai. But anyway, let's get back to the meat and potatoes. So after putting a pause on Ajisai's confession, Reniko fell into a rut. She was tormented by the fact that she had to choose between Ajisai and Mai, as well as the fact that someone as spectacular as them could fall in love with her, even though she couldn't even love herself. I think we all understand by now that Reniko's past traumas and self-doubt has prevented others from truly reaching her heart. Or rather, she chooses to not let others reach it. So the whole reason she changed her image and tried to find as many bright and cheery friends as possible is to allow her to escape her quote real self and establish a quote normal life. However, friends and lovers are two completely different things. So when things don't go as planned and her supposed friends want to upgrade to a premium membership, that's when Reniko's got a problem on her hands. Being someone's lover means having to show a side to them that no other would be able to see. And that's what Reniko is afraid of. One of, if not the biggest theme of Watanare is learning to come to terms with your true self. We see that with Ajisai and Kao especially. The irony is that Reniko helps each character find their true selves and inspires confidence in them to reach their goals. Typical dense harem protagonist. Doesn't know her own potent rizzing abilities. Anyway, I'm getting sidetracked again. So we finally learn more of the gremlin that is Koinagi Kao. And it turns out she was less gremlin and more self-conscious otaku, with some slightly violent tendencies. I mentioned in my last video that Mai and Satsuki are the most entertaining harem members, but Kao completely smashed the competition with her blatant shit-eating ways. She made a very convincing case too, but I still can't say that she has overtaken Ajisai as top suitor. I mean, Christ, she was no slouch either. Anyway, just like Reniko, Kao basically hid her true self from the world, which she did by taking up cosplaying. But what made me laugh was just how simple her personality switch was. Just from the removal of contact lenses, she went from hyped up Boston Terrier to a meek and mild Russian blue. Only an anime. And another thing that tickled my sides was the completion of lewd bathing scenes with the entire harem.
レナチン、さっきからなんか慣れてる感じがする。え、そう?
You're damn right she is. Anyway, the climax of the arc came with Kao and Reniko about to strut their cosplaying stuff. But alas, one of Kao's lenses got f***ed, and she proceeded to go on a full-on self-deprecating introvert rant. And unfortunately, it's not as funny as when Bochi does it. It was piled on pretty thick though, and was kind of all over the place. What I mean is, it's kind of cartoonish she would come up with so many unfounded reasons to give up in the current situation.
そうなの。私なんてほんとダメダメで、もうおしまいだ。なんで私ここにいるんだろう。底辺コスプレイヤーなのに調子乗りすぎだよね。人様にお見せできるようなレベルじゃないっていうか、私みたいなブスがアピールしたってキモいだけだし、レイヤーにもちゃんとカーストみたいなのがあるんだよ。私は例えるなら、教室で人気者の周りをうろちょろしているだけの雑魚。人気も実力も知名度も何もかも足りていないのに、夢を目指したって 自分が傷つくだけなんだよ。私なんて所詮ミジンコみたいなものだもん。チビだしバカだし、誰も私のこと本気で好きじゃないし。
You serious?
I mean, I get it. The whole purpose of this is to mirror how Reneko felt about herself in episode 13, but we experienced those troubles along with her, so it's more understandable. It's weird because throughout those episodes, Kao is basically being just as supportive as Reneko is in episode 16. And again, she's helping her boost her confidence when Reneko has doubts that she can do a good job cosplaying. The only difference is that Reneko didn't subject Kao to lewd hypnosis. That was pretty funny though. I suppose the show is just trying to show a clear divide between extrovert Kao and introvert Kao, like they're two entirely different people. But personally, it was hard for me to buy that at face value. Regardless, love will show the way. And that's what Reneko did for Kao and the rest of her harem. Love for what you do, and love for those who you want to find happiness for. Perhaps the real lovers are the friends you made along the way. And now for the final ura of the anime. By a stroke of fate, the whole gang come together at the cosplay competition and witness polyamory history in the making. After realizing that her dreams of being a normie are impossible, Reneko happily accepted her fate of being a true Yuri harem master, and confessed her love to both Mai and Ajisai. Now that's a character arc. Again, her love for Mai and Ajisai was so strong she didn't have any need to be normal anymore. A new Amari Reneko has risen, and it's more sincere and hornier than ever. I was grinning so hard it didn't even have time to realize that they were still flirting in front of an audience. That's one way to announce your love, I guess. Now I know that this ending hasn't completely resolved Reneko's personal struggles, but as she said, this is a fine way to start learning to love yourself. After all, when you surround yourself with people who love you in return, you start seeing things from their perspective as well. So a fantastic finale to a fantastic Yuri anime, and they even cheekily give us another cliffhanger. Satsuki definitely took a back seat these last few episodes, but in the end, she always gets the last laugh. In my humble opinion, Watanare will go down as one of the Yuri greats. The themes and messages are fairly simple and straightforward, but it's thanks to its great execution and likable characters can something like this stand the test of time. I could be wrong, but it feels like the production of Next Shine is a bit higher than the other episodes, especially the editing and framing. It goes to show that a Yuri anime does deserve to have quality production and talent behind it, and when it does, it goes a ton of a long way. Anyway, with the winter season in full swing, you can expect me to cover other Yuri anime. It's no hyperbole to say that 2026 is off to a very gay and crazy start. May it continue its gay craziness. Alright, see you around.